What's going on, guys? So I want to kick off the stream, say what's up. I hope everyone's having a good day so far. Man, you know, I was really excited when it came to coming back home or listening to the stream, and I was really hoping that there were going to be some good reveals. I'm going to be honest with you, and this is my opinion. You know, it was pretty underwhelming, to say the least. You know, of course, we got Dan. He's going to be the first character. You know, I personally wish they wouldn't have put him as the first character, but you can clearly see with this lineup, like, they definitely just, this is like a last minute thing for sure. You can definitely tell just by the reveal, you know, and even by presentation. You know, some people thought there were going to be those cards, you know, there were going to be those characters that were going to be revealed in that anniversary collection. Honestly, I wish there would have been that. You know, Viper was in there, Makoto was in there. They should have put Makoto in there, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of Rose, but I understand people like that character. In my opinion, I wish they wouldn't have put Rose. I wish they would have put they would have not put Minot in and put Rose instead. But you know, I'm going to talk about the trends. I really want to go over the trends, like how Capcom has released characters, and we're going to go over that because there's obviously a pattern with how they release characters. Oro's in there. He's a pretty cool character as far as from Third Strike. I was never a big fan of that character, but you know, I know he's part of the Street Fighter V story. And then we got like the last character that's not even revealed, so you know, and who knows who that character is, but I have a hunch, you know, who it could be. But at this point, what, you know, it's kind of hard to predict what Capcom's going to do for season 5, especially for the last character. And even the release dates are all out of whack. I mean, you look at the release dates, you got winter 2020. Okay, we're not even in fall 2020 yet. All right, like, and granted, I get it, you know, we're going through all this quarantine right now, so I'm pretty sure everything's a bit held up at the moment. But you know, they could have done a better job. It looks like they just like put all this together like last night or something. You know, like they could have even showed off the footage of, you know, Dan, you know, a little bit cleaner. You know, they recorded off of a phone, which I thought was pretty unprofessional in my opinion. They could have done a way better job. I mean, it is Capcom. Come on, man. Like, you guys are game developers. I mean, you need to like put it, you know, present it better. You know, present it in a more appealing way. You know, but you know, let's look at some of the footage of Dan. I kind of want to look at some of the footage. Alright, let's look at this character. I mean, see that, the taunt? I bet you that's his V skill. I bet you his taunt is his V skill. It would not surprise me if that was the case. But that didn't even link. Such an ugly throw. But I mean, he's supposed to be a goofy character, you know. And you know, people want him to be viable, but that's not gonna happen, okay? Like, look at the trend of this character. When has he ever been godlike? Never. I mean, if you want to say in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, like, but even that, he was still trash. Like, people pick him as he was a joke character. He's always been that way. You know, I guess they gave him that raging demon in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but I'm pretty sure that I wouldn't doubt it that his V skill is going to be a taunt. because like all his enders have like a taunt at the end. Look at the fireball, it's so trash. But you know, I bet you the fireball, it wouldn't like surprise me if, say, you get like crush counter sweep, and then you can throw like the slow one, and then you can cross up. You know, you can just jump over them, do something silly. I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that. They gave him something at least good, but people want him to be viable. I mean, I'm looking on Twitter, and people are talking about, you know, they want him to be viable, but he's not going to be in top 8, okay? Like, there's no way, alright? That character will not be in top 8 in tournaments. The only way he'll be top 8 in tournaments if somebody pockets him. You know, they're going to put him in the back pocket, and they're going to play him first just to troll. You know, I personally wish they would have not released Dan, and instead of Dan, release Sean. Okay, if they're gonna put a Shoto in, put Sean in. I think Sean was part of the story. Laura was one of the characters I thought was an interesting add-on for Street Fighter V. I think it would have been a little bit better to add her. I mean, yeah, her brother in. You know, as the first Shoto. Because I don't know, to me Dan should be like a free character. He should not even, you know, like they should give you Dan because you supported Capcom Street Fighter V, you know, all the way through. Like, he should have been a free character as a thank you. But yeah, I mean, look at that. No Oki off the Tatsu. Fireball looks terrible. I wonder if they're gonna even give him upper invincibility for his DP. I wouldn't. You know, I bet you it will still trade with other moves or something. Like, he's supposed to be a joke character. You know. I can imagine people playing him though. People are still gonna play him regardless. But I mean, if you look at if you look at the stats on the Shadowloo website, I mean, Ryu's like up there, Ken's up there, so I wouldn't be like surprising if I saw Dan up there as well, just because people want to just troll, dude. That's it. Like, people love trolling, you know. But yeah, we got Dan, got 4 costumes. You know you're gonna get his nostalgia. You know you're gonna get his battle costume. You know you're gonna get his school uniform costume and some Halloween costume of some sort. So and that's gonna be the time when all that stuff happens anyways. You know, you got October already gonna come, and you got December already showing up. So if it's winter 2020, you know, winter time's gonna be around November. So, and then you get in the CPT 2021 stage, whatever that is, you know what I mean? Who knows what we're gonna get? I wouldn't be surprised if we get like a Christmas stage or something, you know. I mean, it'd be cool to see like the Kanzuki estate get snow or something. That'd be pretty cool. But oh, I guess they got the costumes. Yeah, 3 sporty costumes, nostalgia costume. Yeah, so, and the fan design costumes. That's gonna be pretty cool to see though, the fan design costumes. I wonder which ones are those. But the most exciting thing, honestly, out of this entire reveal to me is the new battle mechanic and new battle balances, but we'll talk about that later. I just want to talk about these characters first. So yeah, that's Dan. We're gonna get him by the end of this year, and then probably by March we're gonna get Rose. So yeah, I'm not too crazy about this character. The character was kind of hard to deal with in Street Fighter 4. And granted, I was not that good in Street Fighter 4, but that character was definitely felt like playing against like another Chun-Li or something. Like, that's just gonna be another Chun-Li matchup, in my opinion. You know, but people like her. You know, they want to see. They've been asking for that character for a while now, so I'm not surprised. But that was another thing. They don't have any footage of her. You know, they only showed Street Fighter 4 footage. So like, it just goes to show you that this was definitely a last minute thing. You know, adding these characters, you know. So they didn't have any footage ready. They just had the designs that they've already had before, you know. They showed like the end game from the story mode and stuff from the characters. So, you know, you have those. You know, it would be cool if they added an additional story mode. You know what I mean? Like, add another story mode to continue off of from the first one. You know, but they just, you know, Capcom doesn't. They don't think that way. They're all about these, you know, these little microtransactions. You know what I mean? They just want people to buy the stage because that's a good passive income. You know, like they're always getting some revenue of money. You know, they release a costume, release a stage. You know, and those stages are not cheap, especially the CPT stages. They want like $10 per stage. Bro, I will not pay $10 per stage. You know what I mean? Like those stages should have came in the champion edition. They should have came in that one. And you know, you don't even get the CPT stages. You know, and of course it's like, oh yeah, it's to support, you know, the Capcom Pro Tour and all that. But you know, it's pretty crazy in my opinion for a stage. But then again, you know, people buy it. You know, they don't do it unless people are actually going to put money towards it. So, and you know, and more than likely, you know, at least if we get the Rose stage, hopefully we get it from the Alpha 2 stage, that would be clean. You know, I'd be down to see that stage reenacted and stuff. So it'd be definitely a nice addition to the, you know, stages that are already there. And that's a great thing about Capcom. They do, you know, they have variety when it comes to the stages they add, you know, compared to some other games. And you know, well, I get, you know, like Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is another one, but then again, you have, you know, Toei Animation. They're the ones who own the rights to the characters and stuff. So they really have to get permission for everything. It's like, I guess, dealing with Marvel Studios and stuff, you know. They have to constantly get permission from Disney and stuff to do anything with the characters, which sucks. That's what sucks about those types of games. But with Capcom, they own everything, so they can release whatever they want, essentially, which is great. And that's why we have such great variety of stages for Street Fighter V. But who knows? My opinion may change. You know, I'm not, you know, too crazy about Rose, but you know, I used to always call that little, I don't know what that thing she has, that cloth, you know, like a little blanket, she just like whips you. I always thought that was funny. I thought that was cool that she uses that. I mean, it was cool that she used it as a focus attack, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see when they reveal more stuff with her. So and then you have Oro, you know, the turtle hermit guy. I think he'd be pretty cool to see some, you know, I'm pretty sure they're going to give him a parry. You know, I think his moveset looked okay. Nothing like stylish for sure, but who knows what he's gonna have. They were showing like some stuff with his orbs that he can do. I wonder if he's gonna have some ability and probably be like a V-trigger or something. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if they give him something like that. But you know, he's gonna get 3 costumes. You already know it's gonna be the OG costume, and battle costume, you know, and then his original costume. So I wouldn't doubt it's probably just be 4 costumes total, but it says +3. But yeah, we'll see when we get there. And then they got the new character Akira, so from Rival Schools. I personally never played Rival Schools. I've never really played that game. You know, I played Street Fighter EX, but you know, that game I never played. That game was kind of hard to get, but I mean I have it now, but you know, it's hard to get people to play that game. But I like her helmet. You know, if I had to say is anything I liked about that character, I love the helmet. I think the helmet looks clean, you know, but as far as like everything else, you know, I'm just not too crazy about her overall design. You know, like she doesn't look that appealing to me. Some people, they like her, you know, they've been fans of that character, and who knows, it seemed like on Twitter I was looking, they don't even play the game, so maybe they're gonna get more people to jump on to buy the game, you know, to get it. So and that's the thing, that's the whole point of this, like what Capcom's trying to do. You know, they're trying to reach out to more players, more people, you know, to get them to buy the game. So like we've already bought the game, I bought the game, you know, like, so for them to appeal to me, they have to release characters that are more legacy, in my opinion. Like I want to see Dudley, I want to see Maki, I want to see Guy, you know, I want to see, you know, Rolento. But you know, even some of the older Street Fighter characters, you know, like even Eagle, I wanted, like Eagle would be clean. I wish he would be in the game. You know, he's got the batons and everything. Like I think that'd be sick. Put him in the game, but you know, they have to try to reach out to as many people. So I understand that, but you know, this just makes it overall an underwhelming update. So we're gonna get like the Akira stage as well. We're gonna get a stage from her, probably from the game. You know, I'm not sure what her stage is, but you know, I mean, that's cool. More stages, you know, that's always a plus, you know. So I'm definitely not upset about stages, but as far as the characters overall, you know, definitely underwhelming. And then the new character, we got the last one. You can get 3 costumes, 2022 CPT stage, you know, and then we're gonna get more stages, and then a final balance, and then we'll be done with the game. And I'd be surprised if by that time at least, when we get there, they're gonna change the title of the game. I wonder if they're gonna update it to like Street Fighter 5. You know, I don't know. Super? No, they already did Super. Did they do Super already? I can't remember. But you know, they got Street Fighter 5, the Champion Edition. I don't know where they're gonna go next. They already did Ultra. I don't see why they would do Ultra. It would make no sense to do Ultra if they already did it with Street Fighter 4. So they did Street Fighter 5, they did Arcade Edition, and then they did Champion Edition. But I mean, if you look at how they've done it before, right after Champion Edition was Super, I believe. It was Super, and then you had Hyper Fighting. I kind of want to look. And the last character, you know, I would hope it'd be somebody, for it to be a redeemable thing, for me to be like, you know what, now I got to get the pass. You know, if they released Violent Ken, I mean that's the only character that has not been in a Street Fighter game other than Ultra Street Fighter 2, of course, but he was in CVS Chaos as a boss, and they've been releasing these boss characters from each version, you know, and I would hope it'd be him, to be honest. Like, that would be sick. I would be ecstatic, to be honest. But yeah, I wanna look at these. You know, here's the character roster right now with the inclusion of all the season 5 characters, and I broke it down with male and female you know, right here. I just wanted to kind of just show off, you know, just show like the ratio of what it is. So, you know, for Street Fighter 2, you got like 12 male characters from the original cast, and you got 2 female from the original cast as well. And then from the Alpha series, we got 6. I mean, if you want to count Zeku, but he was like in the ending of a story. But I would say he's part of Street Fighter 5. And then you got the Third Strike characters. You got 5 characters total. 3 are male, and then 2 are female. If you want to include Poison, you know, she was introduced by Jugo. So you have Street Fighter 4 characters. The only characters of Street Fighter 4 is Yuri and Seth. To me, that's pretty lame. I mean, I wish Viper Sea Viper was included. Honestly, like, I was really hoping that she was going to be one of the characters in a lineup, and it's unfortunate because she was a new character in 4. You know, I don't see why they wouldn't continue. I mean, there was a few other characters that were new too, and you know, they just didn't invest in those characters. Maybe for Street Fighter 6, we never know. Who knows? But and that's how I have a feeling. And I want to talk about that later. We'll talk about the potential of Street Fighter 6 at the end here. But and then we got Street Fighter 5. Street Fighter 5's got a total of 11 characters. Okay, 11 characters. 6 of the characters are males, and 5 are female. Okay. Now those numbers are important. Okay, because you have to look at the trend, and that's what I want to talk to. I want to talk next about, you know. And then we got the new characters. You got you got Dan, Oro. Those are 2 male characters, and then guess what? You got Rose, and then you got Akira, 2 females. You got 2 and 2. Now let's see here. The art looks pretty cool though. I like the artwork. But let's look at the trend. So the original cast of characters that came out. We have right here. So Ryu, Chun-Li, Nash, M. Bison, Cammy, Birdie, Ken, Vega, Karen, Zangief, Dalsum, right? Those are the original characters from the legacy of Street Fighter 2. Okay. So when this game came out, that's what we got. Those are the characters that came out that first initial batch. The new characters that were added for Street Fighter 5, you had Nikali, Rashid, Laura, and Fong. Those are 4 characters that were added. And you know, we got 3 or 4. Excuse me. We got let me see. Ryu, Chun-Li, M. Bison, Cammy, and Ken, Zangief, Dalsum, Vega. So that's 8 characters that are from Legacy, right? And then you have from Street Fighter 2, and then you have Nash, Birdie, and Karen, right? And Armika. Those are 4 characters from Alpha 2, right? Alpha 2 series. And then the remainder are all from the new Street Fighter 5. So you already see there's already a trend. They got 4 and 4, right? Because you got the 4 new characters from 5, 4 legacy from Alpha, and then the remainder of Street Fighter 2 cast, which is a majority, right? Now we go to Season 2, alright? We got Akuma, Colleen, Ed, Abigail, Minot, Zeku, right? If you want to count, you know, Akuma and Zeku, those 2 could potentially be legacy characters from Alpha, right? Zeku made the appearance in the ending of one of the characters. So, I believe it was Guy's character. And then you have the remaining characters, new characters, okay? Colleen, Ed, Abigail, Minot. Those are 4 Street Fighter 5 characters. Right, you can argue Abigail's from Final Fight. I get that. But those are 4 additional new characters versus the 2 legacy, right? So you got 4 and 2. So for every 4 characters, there's 2 now for that season 2. Season 3, you got Sakura, Blanca, Falk, Cody, G, and Sagat. 6 characters. And how many are legacy? You got Sakura, Blanca, Cody, and Sagat. Those are 4 characters that are legacy, right? 2 of them are from Alpha, which is Sakura and Cody, and 2 of them are from Legacy Street Fighter 2, Blanca and Sagat. 2 characters are new characters, right? Falk and G. You can argue G is Q, whatever. They're 2 new characters for Street Fighter 5. So you have 4 and 2 again. And then season 4, we have Kage, Poison, E Honda, Lucia, Gil, and Seth, right? 6 characters this time. So you got Poison, E Honda, Gil, and Seth. 4 characters. Those are legacy characters. Poison, Third Strike, or Street Fighter 4, whichever one you want to count it as. E Honda, Street Fighter 2, Gil, Third Strike, Seth, Street Fighter 4. So if you want to say 2 Street Fighter 4 and then 1 of each, Street Fighter 2 and Street Fighter 3, you can do that as well. But that's a trend. Kage and Lucia are new characters, brand new characters. Okay, so those are 2 characters for Street Fighter 5. So there's always like this 4-to-2 ratio, you know, of how they release these characters. So, which, you know, I find a bit interesting. So when we're looking at the list, you know, and you're looking at the last 2 characters here, you know, you got Dan, and it was Rose, right? So you got and then Oro, three legacy characters, but you got 1 from Alpha, and then or you got 2 from Alpha, excuse me, and then you have 1 from Third Strike. 1 is Rival Schools, which is a new character. We're gonna count that's gonna be a new character for Street Fighter 5, and then the last one more than likely will be from another game. So, and that's why I think it's gonna be, it could potentially be Violent Ken. Because he was the boss character from SVC Chaos, you know, so that wouldn't surprise me, at least if it was Violent Ken, but you know, it could be, you know, someone else. It could be you know, I would hope it'd be like Sea Viper, but you know, with the way this looks, you know, I don't even think it would be Makoto. People want Makoto, but I'm going to explain why I think Makoto is not going to be in this version, because she is such a popular character, and a lot of the existing people who already bought the game, you know, they like that character. You know, that's just a massively popular character. So I don't think they'll get more sales from by just releasing that character. So I would imagine that for them to get more people to buy the game, I would imagine it'd have to be Violent Ken, just because he's so popular. I mean, even in Ultra Street Fighter 2 he's popular, and I would be surprised if people didn't play Street Fighter 5. I don't think they do, but that on the Switch version. But you know, I'd be surprised. It'd be cool to see like a consensus on that, you know, like who plays that game and who plays Street Fighter 5, you know, or who has both or who doesn't. Because I don't have Ultra Street Fighter 2, you know, but I think Ultra or Violent Ken is cool in there, you know. I don't have it, you know. If they released it on PC or Steam or something, I'd definitely get it. But you know, I'm not trying to play Street Fighter 2 with bad netcode. I'm just not into that, you know. Even though Street Fighter 5, granted, doesn't have the best netcode either, but you know, I would love to play that character, but I'd rather play the original Street Fighter 2. So yeah, that's what my thoughts are when it comes to, you know, looking at the characters, looking at the trends. You know, I feel like they do want to balance out the season. You know, they want to add some variety, but they want to kind of go out with a bang. You know, they want to get everybody that hasn't bought the game yet to buy the game coming around. You know, that's why they're doing this free trial. You know, they want people to get either play it, try it out, see if they like it, and then they'll just buy it when it's discounted. You know, so yeah, let's look at Dan Hibiki's moveset again, if y'all haven't seen it. I swear, it's such a goofy character. Dude, I bet you his DP is gonna be like 10 frames or something. 10 frames startup. It's like it's just as bad as Ken's standing roundhouse. And I wonder, yeah, I wonder what's his wake up options, if he's gonna have any. Like, will he have any wake up DP options? Yeah, and what's gonna be his V trigger 2? You know, he's gonna have V trigger 1 and V trigger 2. God, this character. Such a trash fireball. Even his dizzy looks goofy. Oh man, such a goofy character, I swear. Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah. So let's talk about the new battle mechanics. So like that's the one thing that was interesting. You know, it says mechanic. So is this going to be a new mode? You know what I mean? Separate from what's already there. You know, like kind of what they did in Street Fighter 4 with Omega mode. It wouldn't surprise me if they added something like that. Honestly, I would want something like that. You know what I mean? To kind of just break away from the constant, you know, like the footsie play. You know what I mean? It's just that constant, you know, being patient. I mean, when you're playing in the higher ranks, it's all about being patient. Like you're just like sitting there staring, you know, whiff punish. Like it's you don't even want to throw out a move sometimes. You know, when it comes to the high level play, because you get punished so severely sometimes. But it'd be fun to play a game, you know, where you can just kind of relax and, you know, I guess marvel it up a little bit. You know, like that'd be cool if they did something with like the V gauge, where, you know, you can use like half of a bar or something of your V gauge to cancel a move or something, or, you know, like I think it would be pretty interesting to make it you know, a little more relaxed. It could be more, maybe an additional critical art. I wouldn't be surprised if they added another critical art, but, you know, knowing Capcom, I mean, that costs money to have to like animate all the other characters and stuff. I totally understand that. I mean, look at Dragon Ball. You know, they don't even add like new moves to the character. They'll try to like reuse the assets, you know, to kind of like look at Captain Ginyu. I mean, his level 3 was just they just reused the members of the Ginyu Force, you know, their animations as a new level 3. So they could do something similar to that, like that, be more creative. But unless they're gonna just do kind of with like they did in the Omega mode in Street Fighter 4, with like, you know, like Ken's. I remember Ken's, they gave him his what's that, level 3 he does with the kicks. I can't remember what it's called, but like they gave him that move, you know, like which I like that one the most. I think that one's really cool. Maybe they'll give him like an EX version of it or something, you know, and they just reuse just like the regular normals, you know, his standing normals and stuff. They just reuse those animations. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that. The new battle balance, of course, and that's going to come with the new battle mechanics. You know, that's just, they're always going to do an initial balance. So, and then, but who knows? Maybe they'll buff Zeku. You know, maybe they'll buff some other characters. You know, they need to buff Ken's V trigger too, and his V trigger, his V skill too. They need to make it where it can properly jump over fireballs. You know, that pinwheel needs to go over the fireballs. And what I would like as well, see, and this is, you know, I like how it can juggle you in the air. That's good and all, but in Capcom vs SNK 2, you know, that move would knock you down. If you got hit in the air from the pinwheel, you were knocked down. But in this one, it's just used as a juggle. You know, if you hit them, you just juggle them in the air. I kind of wish they would just give Ken a little bit more juggle potential with it. You know, like if it's not gonna knock down, it can hit them in the air, and if they're high up in the air, have them be able to do 2 DPs or something. You know, light DP into heavy DP. Because the only time you can do that is if the character jumps in the air in the corner, and you can get a light DP at the peak of the jump, and then you can follow up with a heavy DP. Because the only other time he could have done that was in the corner when you did standing roundhouse crush counter, and they took away this. You can't do this anymore, which sucks. But it's in the corner. If you space it right, you do standing heavy kick, and then you do light DP. The DP hits at the bottom end of the hitbox, and then you're able to get a heavy DP right after. Well, they completely took that out, so you can't do that anymore. So now the only way to do that is if they jump at the peak of a jump in the corner, which doesn't happen unless they're neutral jumping in the corner. And then if you get the crush counter, then you can do the pinwheel, and that has to be the full charge pinwheel, and then you get the 2 DPs after that. You get an extra juggle potential. So either buff his charge, give him a little bit more priority when it comes to going over fireballs. I think it would be a good improvement, because the only other way to go over fireballs is his heavy Tatsu. But yeah, when it comes to mechanics and balance, I think that's what's going to happen. Might get an additional content, which will be fine. But going back to the characters, on my thoughts on why like some of the characters are not in there, you know, and I want to look at this too right here. You know, on the Capcom page, you got Sakura as number 1. Okay, she's number 1. Let's see if I can scroll this properly. Yeah, so Sakura is number 1, Makoto is number 2, right? And then you got Yuri, she's number 3, you know. And then Q's number 4, but I mean, we already got President of the Earth, so Cody, you know, popular character, Final Fight, Chun-Li, Sagat, Ryu, number 9, Blanca's number 10. Let's see here. So I'm trying to get to, I don't think it's going to let me show this. I'll have to do this on my, it won't show me the whole thing. So what we'll do is, we'll do this. We'll do display capture. Show you guys right here. Make sure it's showing. Yeah, so like, Cammy's number 11, Poison's number 12, Evil Ryu's 13, Dudley. Hey, Dudley should have been in this game. He should have been in here. I don't know why he wasn't in here. But he's a popular character. I think what will happen, and I'm going to talk about why I was saying earlier, like why certain characters are not in this version, and why Capcom's thinking of not, why the reason for not putting it in there. And this is my speculation, of course, but and coming from a business aspect, they're not going to put all their best cards in this game. You know, they're not going to put all of them. You're not going to get all the aces. And then looking at the trends relating to that, you know, Capcom was talking about, oh yeah, we're going to support the game till 2020, right? Okay, yeah, so they already announced their final plans for what they're going to do for 2020, and then everything else that we get are just going to be updates from what happened today, you know, for 2020. But as time is passing by, we're going to get the PS5, right? More than likely, this game will be an exclusive again. I wouldn't doubt that we wouldn't get another exclusive Street Fighter game from Sony again. I think more than likely we will, and I believe the characters that we didn't get will show up in Street Fighter 6. We got Dudley. I think he's a potential character that will be in Street Fighter 6. Fei Long, he's another popular one. I think he'll be in Street Fighter 6. Guy, Viper. I wish Maki was in there. I don't know why she wasn't in this one, but I would hope to see her in 6. Yun, even Yang, you know, and then Gen is another one. But that's why I think this character, Makoto, that's why I don't think she's in this one, because she's such a popular character. I mean, she's number 2 to Sakura. So, you know, look at all the characters that are here. They're already in the game, you know. So I would imagine they would save this character for the next one. You know, and then you got rank 31 to 109. Adon would have been cool add-on, you know, that's potential for, you know, the next one. Gouken. Sean, I don't know if they were going to put him back in the game, honestly. You know, they put him as an NPC character in the story mode. I don't know, they went that far. I don't know why they wouldn't. Maybe they'll bring him back. You never know. Same thing with Abel. Elena, I honestly, that character can stay in Street Fighter 4. I would prefer her not to be coming back ever again, or at least not how she played. That character and DiCaprio. I know a lot of people like this character, but I did not enjoy playing against that character. That character was pretty ridiculous. And there's Violent Ken. He's over here in the corner. Yeah, you got all this. I'm surprised El Fuerte wasn't even in the game. You know, he showed up in 4. I thought they would at least put him back in 5. You know, they didn't have that many. Well, they have grapple characters, but now they do. But you know, as far as like a slender male wrestler or something, like they only got Armika. You know, like she's the only slender one, and everybody else is a bunch of bears. You know, you got Zangief. You got freaking Abigail Tire Lover, you know. Who else? And then you got T-Hawk. He was in what was it, World Warriors or Super? I think it was in Super. DJ was missing. He was not in there. There's my boy Eagle. I wish Eagle was in here. You know. Just beat people with the batons, man. Like, I wish he was in there. Relento, Pogo Stick Man, Hugo. You know, I'm not too crazy about Hugo. They already got enough big characters in there. Abigail's already such a giant, you know. But who else do we got? Yeah, you got all these other characters. that I'm not really, you know, Rufus, I don't want to see him in the game. I honestly don't want to see him in the game. You know, you got a bunch of these characters. Kevin Straker, is that Captain Commando? It looks like Captain Commando. But yeah, for potential Street Fighter 6, at least those are the ones I think, you know. It could be Adon, it could be Gouken, you know, the ones that were in Street Fighter 4 could potentially come back in 6. You know, Viper, Guy, Fei Long, Maki, Makoto, you know, which can be unfortunate, but you know, that's just how it is sometimes when it comes to you know, business, you know, and releasing characters. So, you know, I want to keep supporting Street Fighter and Capcom, you know, I really do. But as far as like this lineup, like I'm just gonna just wait. You know, if I do pick up Dan, you know, or any of the new characters, like I'm honestly gonna pick them up because I got fight money or something. You know, like I'm not gonna purchase them because I want to play them. You know, I'm not planning to play them in rank or anything. Like I'm not gonna put myself through all that stress to rank him up to diamond or something. You know what I mean? Like it's not to me. It's nothing impressive to do that. There's just a lot of mayhem and a lot of perseverance for sure. But you know, I don't want to do that. You know, like you can't put that on a resume and be like, hey, you got the diamond with Dan. Oh man, it's not fun. I play him in a casual sense, you know, like to like play with like friends and stuff, you know, like if I play against my homies or something, I'll pick that character to see if I can win, but it wouldn't be anything to like be serious about, like playing as Zeku or playing as Ken, you know, because when I play in the tournaments, I'm picking Ken and Zeku. Those are my two characters I play. If the matchup is not going in my favor with Zeku, I pick Ken. That's usually the last resort if I have to. But yeah, this guy, no, I don't think I'll ever play him in the tournament. Yeah, it's pretty bad. All his moves look pretty bad. And I wonder if they reuse some of the assets, you know, from like Abigail or something, you know, they just reuse some of the assets he has and just put him in the game and stuff. 'Cause I feel like sometimes they reuse some moves, you know, just to cut down the cost. Yeah, but that's what I think. That's just my opinion. But yeah, that's the roster right there. You know, that's literally what I think, but you know. Oh, yo, what's up? I didn't realize you guys in the chat. Yeah, Eagle would be clean. Yeah. What's going on, guys? I just now noticed you guys were talking. So what? Yeah, the announcement was pretty lame. Oh, Sean. Yeah, Sean, Dan, then Dan. Yeah, honestly, they should have put Sean instead of Dan. And Dan should be a free character. You should not have to pay for him. Okay, he was introduced as a joke character, and he should stay that way. And he's gonna stay that way. People are gonna say he needs to be viable. It won't happen. I promise you, it's not gonna happen. It's like wishing, man, I wish the sky was purple. It's not gonna happen. You know, like it's gonna be blue. You know, and that's how it is. At night, it'll turn dark. Maybe it'll be a little bit purple at night. You know, like the sky in the day will never be a different color. Yeah, exactly. Always a spoof character. You know, it was supposed to be like a rip-off, I think, of the King of Fighter character or whatever, King of Fighters. Yeah, I'm gonna have to shoot over at Topa's Topa's stream. Yeah, man, bro. My streams have not been the best as far as Street Fighter 5. I haven't see, man, and that's the thing. I be pushing things off too much. Whenever I play, I need to play earlier, because if I don't play earlier, I'm not at my I'm not as alert when it comes to playing at night, because I'm already tired, you know. So yeah, Robert Garcia spoof. Yeah, but I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, what are y'all excited for? I'm always interested to hear what are y'all's thoughts and stuff, you know. Yeah, and you know, talking about badass Capcom characters. All right, Capcom is just sitting on IPs. Okay, they're just sitting on IPs. You got Power Stone. Okay, how many characters that are awesome in that game? You know, and those are their original IP characters. You know what I mean? Like, now I don't know if Sega has anything to do with it. You know, but I would imagine that those are their characters. You know what I mean? Like, that's a Capcom game. You know, it would be cool to see Wu-Tang, you know, Ryoma. What was that, Captain Falcon? What was the name? Or was Falcon, I think his name was. You know, yeah, they got so many other characters. You know, I personally would have loved to see, you know, Eagle, Maki, Guy, you know, or something, just, you know, CVS2 characters. There were some rival school characters that were in CVS2 that I thought were pretty cool, but I mean, this one I've known nothing about that character, Akira, yeah, Batsu, Kyosuke, and Fei Long. Yeah, Fei Long. He would have been so clean. Fei Long would have been so clean to see in Street Fighter 5, you know. He does the burning kick, the DP burning kick, man, and then he does the Rekkas. Like, that's something I would have definitely been cool with, you know. And there's not that many Rekka characters already in Street Fighter 5, you know. Like, Karen's like the only Rekka character, and she's only Rekka when she has V-Trigger, you know. Which is unfortunate. But yeah, there's some people joining the stream. You know, I was talking about, you know, the trends of Street Fighter 5. You know, what are my thoughts on how they release characters. You know, and that's another thing I wanted to add. You know, I bring up trends because that's so important. You got to look at trends. What, you know, before this reveal, I remember Maximilian, dude. He was doing that Legacy of Dan videos. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, why the hell are you playing this silly ass character and you're doing all these playthroughs with, you know, with Dan? And I was just like, dude, he's got some agenda there. Like, he would not pick that character and just, you know, beat the arcade mode with that character only. You know, and just do. And he did like Marvel vs. Capcom 2. He did. What else did he do? CVS 2, I think he was in CVS 2 as well. So he was like doing, you know, playthroughs, and there was someone else, I can't remember his name. It was on YouTube, but I noticed that, and he used to work for Capcom, or maybe he says he doesn't, but you know, Street Fighter 5 is trash. Yeah, it can be that way sometimes. Yeah, I totally understand. It's a love and hate relationship. Yeah, he said it was a coincidence, and that's the only way he can play it safe. You know, he says coincidence, but you look at the trends and the facts. I mean, he used to work for Capcom, and you're gonna tell me, like, if I used to work somewhere and you're good friends with people there, you know what I mean, like, and you're not gonna get some kind of information, or you're not gonna do something to get a, you know, a heads up. I you know, he can say that all he likes. I mean, he got Street Fighter 5. I mean, he got to play Street Fighter 5 before everybody else, you know. But it is what it is, man. We're gonna get the reveal. We're gonna get these characters. It's gonna take forever. Probably not gonna get a complete game until 2022, which is why I was saying, like, you know, they're prolonging it so long. They could potentially be developing Street Fighter 6 as we know it. You know, that's something that they could be doing. Maybe buy some time. They're obviously stretching this last season out. I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, you know what, let's stretch it out. We're gonna get these other characters set up. You know, the characters that people want. They're gonna put them in the initial roster, and get a better heads up. You know, because the Street Fighter 5 launch wasn't like the best launch. It was very bare bones. I mean, Champion Edition is what the game should have launched as. You know, like it should have been like that initially. But you're dealing with Capcom here, so you know, at the least it should have been what the Arcade Edition was. You know, at least. You know, but you know, we got a bare bones package at the start of the game. And they were getting that netcode thing situated. You know, the beta tests were the best. Honestly, I enjoyed the beta tests the most when the game first came out. Yeah, 2022, man. I'm telling you. I mean, don't be surprised. You know, they're gonna try to stretch it out as much as they can and get the PS5 rolling out. Because once PS5 is out, they're gonna have some games out. Yeah, charge $60. I mean, you had to pre-order the game to play the beta initially. If you wanted to play in the closed beta, you had to do a pre-order. But and Sony's not dumb either. You know, they have a great marketing plan. I mean, you look at how they release the consoles. You know, they do a fantastic job when it comes to releasing games, and always having the fans on their side. So it would not surprise me that they want a fighting game to be ready, you know, for the next console. And I personally wouldn't be upset, and I know some people might be upset about it, but I personally wouldn't be upset if they came out with the same mechanics of Street Fighter 5 and made it into a new game for 6. Like, I would like maybe they update the graphics, maybe add another mechanic. You know, that's why they're talking about these mechanics. You know, that'd be cool if they added maybe a different way of, you know, like meter consumption and maybe using the V gauge or something. Like, it'd be cool if they even brought back the focus attack. You know, yeah, King of Fighters 14 was a complete game. Unfortunately, the netcode wasn't that good. At least for me, it wasn't. I tried playing that game online, and it was pretty bad. And I was playing people from like not far away from me. You know, like I played people in my local area, and the connection was not the best. I wish they would just, you know, King of Fighters would come out with. Well, they're coming out with 15. I just want them to come out with good netcode. That's it. Like, good netcode, and you know, I'll play King of Fighters. But I couldn't play the 14. It was way too laggy. Maybe PC version is better, but that game is still like $60 on Steam. Yeah, definitely sketch. But see, and I would, man, I want a new Capcom versus SNK game. That's what I personally want. I think it would be better if they did that. You know, like after this Street Fighter 5, collaborate with SNK, you know, and then they can still buy time and just reuse assets from 5, and then maybe reuse assets from 14. But you know, like Capcom, they're not really keen to reuse like assets from another developer, because like even in CBS 2, they redid the sprites for that game. You know, I think Capcom developed those sprites. Yeah, dude, like SNK 3 would be, I think, would be a better option, because then you can have a game that has like the Street Fighter 5 element that people already know, and then you can implement all the grooves and stuff from SNK. I think it would be a great crossover game, you know, because we haven't had one in a while, you know. So Tekken was the Street Fighter Cross Tekken was the last one, and then we had what I mean, if you want to count Marvel's Capcom, but that game, oh man, that was so unfortunate. Marvel's Capcom, they should have, yeah. You could just see it through Capcom. I mean, they didn't make a good deal. You know, they probably overpromised and clearly underdelivered. You know, and then Marvel just slapped their name on it too. So that game was a missed opportunity, unfortunately. But you know, hopefully they can. You know, and you got to look at that time too, because like Capcom was not in the best position at that time. You know, like I think the only reason why they started Street Fighter V was because of Sony. They wanted it to be exclusive, so I think they fronted some of the money for development. And that was like when Capcom was like for sale. You can actually buy out. You could have bought out Capcom at that time. Now they've kind of bounced back, but you know, they're in a better position now. But all they do is focus on these costumes, man. That's all they do is come out with costumes, and you know, people buy them. Yeah, the division has definitely changed. It's definitely, you know, it doesn't have the same people like it used to, you know. But I mean, it's business at the end of the day. I get it, you know. You got to make your money, you know. They're trying to hustle, but you know, there's definitely some shady practice. I mean, it's not as bad as it used to, you know, like coming from Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and then Marvel's Capcom 3, you know, like they had so many on disc DLC that you got to pay. You know, this was before the DLC era, you know what I mean? And then as the DLC era became the norm, people started getting more used to it, and you know, it's crazy thinking back on it, because like before all that, you know, you bought a game, that's it, you got everything, and then you had to unlock everything. Like I think the only companies that were doing stuff like that was like Nintendo. You know, they're like the only company that was like, oh yeah, you just play the game and you get everything. Yeah, I know, right? Ono's MIA. He didn't show up. He didn't show up. He didn't show up. He probably knew the reveal was trash. He's like, nah. He's like, don't even put me there. He said, I don't even want to be a part of it. Yeah, they're like, they're showing like the T-shirts with like Kevin Omega. You know, like, bro, I don't care about no T-shirts. Okay, like I really don't care about the T-shirts. Like, show me the characters. And what did they show? Just old footage of Third Strike and Street Fighter 4. You know, the video was like footage from the guy's computer. I mean, come on, like you telling me you couldn't even like, you know, capture this? Like you couldn't hook up a capture card? But who knows? Maybe like because of like, you know, policies and stuff at Capcom, maybe they're not allowed to have a capture device. You know, maybe they have a separate team that does stuff like that, which makes no sense. But you know, they're trying to make money. But that's the thing, if people are gonna be like, you know what, that's okay, like I want to buy this character, and you look online, you know, you look at tweets and stuff, you look at on Twitter, people are like, oh my god, I love Dan Hibiki, like I've been waiting for this character, you know, like I don't know who, you know, why you love this character. You know, but that's fine, I mean, to each their own, but I'm not holding my breath for this character, you know. For me, it's more of what's going to happen for Street Fighter 6, and you know, potentially maybe I'm going to play some Guilty Gear or something. You know, that's what I've been thinking about doing, switching it up, just playing a different game. At least play something that has characters I like. The new Guilty Gear looks pretty good, especially after they Yeah, he definitely. Oh no, definitely tired of the heat and bullets. That's for sure. I even tagged him in my tweet. I let him know. I was like, hey, what you guys showing is not really good. You know, like at least for me. And I've been supporting the game since day one. So, you know, and I have it on PS4 and PC. So I've definitely been a supporter of this game, but you know, it's what I was saying earlier. It's like this is a business, so they're gonna try. They already got my money, so you know they're gonna try to appeal to more people, you know, that haven't bought the game yet. So yeah, I mean, Justin Wong, he's always, you know, he's always happy to see any of the characters. Honestly, I mean, and that's the thing. He likes these types of characters. He'll pick him. And he'll probably body a lot of people with the character. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, that's the type of person he is. He plays all the characters. Low tier, it doesn't matter. It's like that guy strives to make sure he can beat you with the weakest character in the game. Well, yeah, I play Street Fighter V on PC. I stopped playing on PS4 just because it lags way too much. And that's another thing. The netcode is not even included in this. You know, they're just talking about mechanic balances and new mechanics, and you know, they even got the netcode done correctly on PS4, which is odd because it used to work just fine on PS4. I remember when I was playing it, like initially, when the game came out, I thought the netcode was fine. You know, like I didn't have like a severe stutters or you know, like disconnect in lobby matches and stuff. Like I play with a friend locally, and it would just start disconnecting, in, you know, right after a match. You know, like it would just disconnect, and then we'd have to, you know, restart the match again. So I don't know why it's so bad now. You know, that's why I play on PC though, because PC you don't get that problem. You know, you get better connections. Game is not as laggy. Yeah, it looked a lot better on PC. Plus you can increase the aliasing, you know, anti-aliasing and all that. If you have a better graphics card that can handle it, you can put like, you know, they can, you know, it adds like motion blur and stuff, so it definitely looks a lot prettier. I don't do the settings so much just because I want it to run as optimal. You know, it can look slightly better for me, and I'm okay with it. I'm not one of those graphic junkies. Gotta have everything at high settings, but well, yeah, man, that's really my thoughts on this this whole thing right now, man, which is unfortunate that we didn't get. I think I got a GTX 80. I think it's kind of an old card now. I think it's an NVIDIA GTX 80. I think it's got like 16. It's like a Dell desktop, is what it is. I mean, I plan to in the future to build a, you know, a more powerful PC. I would like to do 4K, honestly, but yeah, that's something for the future for sure. You know, there's nothing right now that I want to play that needs to run at 4K. I mean, only other game is like, you know, Batman, but that's only one game. You know, that's only one game that I really enjoy playing at 4K. I don't even play any first-person shooters, but. But yeah, man. So yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. I'm definitely gonna probably stream later, maybe. We'll see. I really was not feeling it last night, so I may stream again tonight. I may play something else. Who knows? Kind of getting a little burnt out on Street Fighter. So, but I'll catch you guys on the next one. Yeah, you have to tell me about the build. Alright guys, well, I'll see y'all next time. It was a pleasure meeting all you guys here, so hope you guys stay safe, and we'll see you soon next time.